Well, very good afternoon to everybody and welcome to OzSim International Airlines. We have our 10th flight today from Southampton in England up to Inverness in Scotland. So it's a medium sort of flight, maybe 1.5 hours or something like that. We'll know in a minute as soon as the iPad kicks into life and we have a look at our flight paperwork. I'd like to explain a few things. We've missed a few flights here and it has been due to some issues with some software that I've loaded, some scenery software. We were due to go to Jersey, the island of Jersey, and from Jersey we were heading up to London City, so this flight should have been from London City up to Inverness, but unfortunately I had major issues with both of those airports. Firstly, the last video that we did, there's a car driving out of the car park there. Firstly, the last video that we did with the elevation issues in Jersey could not be rectified. Went through a whole process there and it just got deeper and deeper and worse, so we decided that the easiest thing to do is get rid of that flight. So I did plan a flight from London City up to Inverness, and we started having CTDs with that software as well. So I went to the website for UK 2000 hoping to find some fixes for it, and there was talk about the CTD in London City, and unfortunately their support is rather lacking. They just sort of offhandedly told this guy who was having the same problem that he needed to reinstall the software. So I don't know. I'm giving it a 0 out of 5, and I'm also giving Jersey a 0 out of 5. I would not suggest to anybody to buy them. They're both buggy pieces of software. So we are at Southampton at the moment, and this is an ORBX product, so guaranteed we're not going to have any problems with it. And Inverness is a SIM 720 product, so I have flown this route in the SIM in-house and everything was spot on. So hopefully we're not going to have any problems here. I'm going to go through, get us all up and operational now, and of course we'll do our regular where I'll come back after I've got things running and ready for pushback, and then we'll capture the takeoff and then come back on our descent and finally our landing. So I'll stop the vid now and I'll come back when we're got things all started up and ready to roar. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. We have a bit of an issue with the USB going on and off here. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it might be our throttle quadrant. Okay, right, we're back and rolling. We're in our pushback phase. There's our fuel. One thing I didn't mention was the fact that we are carrying ferry fuel today, and ferry fuel is fuel that the airlines carry with them instead of having to refuel at a destination. So today we are carrying just about 4 main tanks, so we have 13,000 kilos of fuel on board. There's our right channel started, right engine, engine 2, starting engine 1 now. we're going to change our departure to O2. Okay, there's our start on engine 1. Degrees of flaps for takeoff. TCAS on. Don't need this anymore. Okay. Let's go. So it's an afternoon flight, we're leaving at about 4 o'clock. Let's start our clocks. Bit disappointed we've got a little bit of, oops, wait a minute, where are we? That is not the way. To the runway. That's right, Southampton's not a very big airport, so you have to taxi along the actual runway itself. It's not got no permanent taxiway. So let's turn our lights on. Nothing coming. Slightly overcast day again today. Seems to be the norm in England.
On runway 20, 2,500 feet remaining.
Very stuttery today, I don't know why. Okay, let's do this thing. Gonna do a hand takeoff this time. This is a very touchy place, so we're having full throttle.
Caution, short runway, short runway.
Actually gonna get a V1 this time, I think. No. cannot get autopilot to engage. Oh, look at that. Some blue sky. Flaps up. Come on, baby. Come on. Yes, at last. Give me a chance to put the rest of the flight in. Some beautiful scenery out the side here. Okay, Silver. Sepco. Set up the Sepco. TNT pole. Millside rival. Big Shack. The BE pit. to get up there a little bit higher than faster than what we have here. So let's boot her up a bit. We've got a long way to go up, 34,000. We're only climbing at 1,500. Try 24. Might have to give it a go. Got lots of fuel to play with. Climbing 3,000 feet. Yeah, we just broke out of the clouds. Beautiful English countryside down there. Through our climb checklist. Pressurization is good. Start switches are over to flight now. APU is off and our flaps are all up, no lights. We're climbing very rapidly. We're at 20,000 feet. Control up there. Well, I'm back, passengers. Just ducked out for 15 minutes to have my dinner. Oh dear, what's going on here? Oh no, we're doing alright. Still got a ways to go yet, but you can see it's getting icy and cold out there. So I'm contemplating whether I'm going to change our route slightly. From Grice, I think we're going to give Stornoway a miss, and I think we're going to go straight to our descent. just cut Stornoway out from in Scotland, and we're going to go straight to Inverness. Descent going on. Inverness, we're going to have max brakes. Our VREF is 40 degrees of flaps at 149. So we'll set our speed brake. Just go through our descent checklist. Our altimeters and bugs. Altimeters 27 VREF and target, which we just explained. Our packs are set. Start switches back over to continuous. And recall, nothing. Got fuel on the recall. While we've got a fuel. feet from the mains. Okay, so we've reached our height for Grice. Now it is an ILS, so we're going to give a go at an auto land again. Now our next flight is going to be from Inverness, and I think we might head to Manchester. So we'll do Inverness to Manchester, and then we may go back over to Ireland again. We still have about at least a dozen legs to go. I've still got at least a dozen bits of software that we haven't explored yet, so we'll keep doing that. So our next height is 5,200. Cold out there. What's our tat say? 11 degrees, 10 degrees. Doing a left-hand bank here, line up on the finals. There we are, spot on 5,200 for our waypoint. There's our bank. We want to hit 2,000 just ahead before we turn left again down onto our final. I'm going to put the gear down, slow us down a bit. It's only about 5:30 in the afternoon here, just before dusk. Don't quite see the airport yet. landing checklist. Speed brake set, landing gear down, flaps coming down. And there's the happy lights ahead, so once we straighten up I'm going to go over to autopilot. And yes, we've got an auto land going to happen. So let's get our speed down. Looking good on the glide slope. Okay. Two reds, two whites, looking good.
Approaching 2-3.
Spot on. Flaps, speed brake selected.
300, approaching minimums. 200, minimums.
Yep, we're landing.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Let's touch down. Speed brakes up.
3,000 feet remaining. 2,000 feet remaining.
Manual braking. That does not look like CM720. Okay, well, unfortunately, the Sim720 software, scenery software is not loaded. We have the default, which is a bit of a shame. because I don't have a right brake, I can't select the speed park brake here. Okay, let's go through our shutdown procedure. I'll make sure that when we come back for our next flight, we will be using the proper Sim 720 scenery. I think the reason why I failed was because it needs a manual installation once you do the install. So that's it, people. Next flight, as I say, is from here, only with the beautiful 720 scenery, and we'll be heading back down to Manchester. So until then, thanks for flying with us, and we'll see you on the next flight. Okay, here's a little addendum. This is how the airport should have looked. So this is Sim 720 Inverness, and it is quite nice actually. So this is where we'll be taken off from on our next flight. That's it for now, bye.